looking at the East, I think top four is, I don't want to say out of the question, but it's probably not healthy for us to expect that as Raptors fans. But I don't think a top 8 seed, or like at least being in that play-in, is totally out of the question. I think when you look at this team talent-wise, and coaching-wise compared to those other teams in that 5 to 10 range, I think we stack up against anyone. Boston, Washington. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, no.
what are your expectations? Are you going to be disappointed if we get a 9 seed and then are in that play-in spot, or where are you at right now?
Yeah, so actually my last video was on this, and I was just realistic with my approach, and some Raptors fans didn't like it, but sorry, like, I hate to break it to some fans out there, this team's not going to win a championship or get to conference finals, or I agree, not make it in the top 4. I mean, if that happens, I'll eat my words, but I don't think this is a top 4, top 5 team. I think the Raptors, if they do have a very good season, I look at it this way. Best case scenario, I can see them getting into that 6 to 8 spot. Worst case scenario, they miss the playoffs. My most realistic scenario is they get into that play-in. So whether it's 7, 8, 9, 10, I think they are going to be in the playoff tournament this season, and have a chance to get into that playoff spot. Because, yeah, like, the East got really, really good. And for so many years, we always talked about the West, but the East this season, man, on paper, it looks very, very good. I think, those top 4, top 5 teams are going to be scary good. And then, yeah, you're going to have like the Knicks, Bulls, Celtics, and I guess Raptors jostling for that middle of the pack title. And then you're going to have other teams who you can't sleep on, like the Wizards. Yeah, they lost Westbrook, but that's still going to be a team you got to watch out for. Bradley Beal's still there. The Hornets, we've seen how far along they've come. They're only going to get better. So, the Pacers, you can't count them out. There's gonna be a lot of interesting basketball being played, but yeah, I think most realistically, I can see the Raptors getting into the play-in tournament. Like I said, 7, 8, 9, 10 with a chance to make the actual playoffs.
Yeah, and it's about like where our team and our organization stands, especially with Masai coming out with those comments, last off season where it was like playing for what, right? Like, this is not an organization that's gonna push heavy for a playing spot, because they know their veterans already have that championship experience, right? They know Freddie's been there, Siakam's been there. OG wasn't playing, but he was on the bench and got to experience it. Whereas you see teams like, the Hornets, they're going to try to get LaMelo that experience, right? They're going to try to create that buzz around their city and that organization. Whereas like the Raptors know the Toronto's going to sell out every game no matter what. You don't really have to push your guys and push for that playing spot. Maybe it's just better to tank that last 10 games and get, a chance at a number 1 pick or a number 5 pick.
Yeah, that's the interesting part too with this whole plan. By the way, I was initially not a fan of the plan, but I like it now. It's grown on me.
Yeah.
But it does make for some very interesting decisions because, yeah, like you just said, like you go for a plan spot where you can be ousted, or you just tank and try to get a top 5 pick, top 3 pick. So that's going to make for another interesting scenario this upcoming season for those teams that are kind of on the bubble. But yeah, if the Raptors could, get off to a hot start, they're back at home, full swing, I wouldn't be surprised if this team is a 6th or 5th seed. That, like I said, would be a best case scenario. But realistically speaking, I think they are going to be, jostling in that play-in tournament. And I think that's okay because the East is very good. It's not disrespectful to say the East is very good. And I think the Raptors are going to be a part of that equation. I mean, people who are saying the Raptors are going to come last in the East, yeah, that's a little nonsense. No. But yeah, like I think we can all agree on where we think the Raptors are going to land this season.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms, and follow us on Instagram.